Are you going on Medicare, but your spouse isn't, which leaves you in a little dilemma of what kind of coverage are you going to be able to provide for them? Then you definitely need to watch this entire video because I'm going to answer and give you some solutions that can help you that will not break the budget, but also ensure your spouse as well. What's up, friends? Rob here, the Medicare minister with Agape Insurance in North Mississippi. And today I'm going to be answering a question that we get asked many times here at Agape, and that is, I'm going on Medicare, so what are some affordable solutions or some healthcare options for my spouse who's quite not the Medicare age yet? And in today's video, I'm just going to give you some of our top options to see if they might be a good fit for you and your spouse. Well, the first option is going to be what's called a short-term medical plan. A short-term medical plan is very similar to a major medical plan. However, the word short-term, or the words short-term, I should say, really imply what it is. You can do it as low as 30 days, or you can put it into place as low as 30 days, or some of them go up to 3 years. And the biggest, obstacle would be is your spouse has to be relatively healthy because underwriting is required. So once again, short-term medical plans as low as 30 days, as long as 3 years, but underwriting is required. And it's not going to be as comprehensive as major medical plan, meaning there are going to be some exclusions, actually quite a few exclusions that you need to be made aware of. So that's why you need to get with a seasoned health insurance advisor that can help you navigate different companies and the different exclusions to make sure that it's going to work for your spouse. And then another thing that you need to be aware of is that many of them don't have the most robust RX coverage when it comes to the medications. So you want to make sure that if your spouse is taking some medications, especially some high-tier medications, that there are some other solutions out there for you instead of going through that short-term medical plan. Outside of that, it can be a really good solution for your spouse, and it can be very affordable as well. So you definitely want to make sure that all your providers and hospitals are in the network with the short-term medical, because that's going to be a big deal when it comes to getting sane. And then I prefer to put the people that we work with on short-term medical plans that have co-pays built into them, because even with a $2,500 deductible, which is one of the lowest that I've seen with these plans, you generally have to meet all of that before the plan will pay anything at all, unless you get one that has co-pays built into it that you can work with, and you can just simply pay a small co-pay until that full deductibles. And that leaves a lot of people frustrated. So what we try to do here at Agape is we try to put you on something that just has small little copays for your doctor ER visits or specialist visits. And that way that goes towards the deductible and that max out of pocket throughout the year. And that way you don't have to pay the full deductible before your plan kicks in. So that's just, in our opinion, what we think is best for our clients. And most of our clients seem to do very well on those plans. Is even though you may be on a high priced medication, or let's just say that short-term medical plan does not cover that medicine very well, we do have solutions that we can offer, whether that's going through the manufacturer itself, whether that's help making sure or advising you to get free samples from your doctor, or whether that's through some other solutions like going through a 340B clinic, which I talk about that in other videos that you'll see here at the very end of this video. Whatever the case may be, we do have solutions for your spouse. And so don't let that be the final determining factor whether your spouse could be a good fit for a short-term medical plan. The final thing I will say when it comes to short-term medical is check all your doctors, make sure they're in the network. Definitely want to check your medicines and make sure whoever you work with is going to advise you correctly on that and offer you some other options when it comes to medicines. And then just remembering that it's not going to be as comprehensive as a major medical plan. So if you would like to talk with someone at no obligation, no cost to you, you can call the number on the screen. Myself or one of our seasoned health insurance advisors would be more than happy to help you. Or down in the video description, there is a link to our website. You can go there, fill out the contact form, and we'll reach out to you that way as well. So that is option number one. Now let's go to option number two. Option number two is what I would call medical discount plans or medical savings plans. And here's all it simply is it's just a plan that you can put in place that covers more on the catastrophic end, but you can put some additional plans in place to fill in those gaps, like a hospital indemnity plan, or what I call a gap plan to fill in those gaps. But these plans are mainly only going to pay a certain percentage towards a specific procedure. Let me give you an example. Like one company we work with, they'll give you anywhere from about 4 to 7 or 8 doctor visits per year on this plan. And they're generally only going to pay about $75 to about $125 per office visit. A lot of times You have to pay up front, and then you turn in your receipts to this plan, and they simply reimburse you. So it's not true insurance. Unfortunately, a lot of people out there will market it as true insurance. It's not true insurance. It's more of a discount savings plan that you just get a discounted rate for whatever procedure or procedures you may need done. So once again, they can be a very affordable option for you. And for some people, they do work, but you definitely want to make sure that you understand all the ins and outs of that plan, so that way you don't get stuck having to pay a lot more money for something that you thought would be covered. And we see this quite frequently where this was marketed to them as traditional insurance and it wasn't, and they wound up paying quite a bit of money. So while this is not my favorite option, it can be a good option for a selected few. One thing I do want you to be made aware of, or the most important thing, is that underwriting is required. So if you plan to go on one of these plans, your spouse needs to be relatively healthy because they will have to pass underwriting. And the final thing that I'll make mention of in regards to these healthcare discount plans is that they do not have a very robust RX benefit. So a lot of times they're just going to give you like a certain amount per year. Like one company I'm thinking of gives you up to $750 a year that you can be reimbursed for those medicines. It's nothing more than just a discount RX plan similar to Good RX. But if you need something like that, down in the video description, there is a link to a plan that we recommend that works really, really well with a lot of big box pharmacies. We see a lot of people that we work with getting real good results from that. So you need to be aware of those final two things, right? The underwriting as well as the medicine or the RX benefit. Now, before I jump into option number 3, if you are getting value out of this video, please take a moment to smash or hit that like button for us. That just helps us reach more Medicare beneficiaries like you and their spouses to make sure that we can provide them the information they need to make sure that they're all taken care of and that they're on the best plan to address their healthcare needs. So let's jump into option number 3. This is by far my favorite option, and that is Obamacare, or what's now known as the Affordable Care Act. And there's a lot of just myths out there, a lot of erroneous myths out there about the Affordable Care Act, that it's only for poor people, or I won't qualify for that, or maybe they've heard something bad about it from a friend or someone they go to church with. And while I can't say that it is a perfect plan, to me, it's really the best option for most spouses that we're dealing with in their 60s who are not quite Medicare age yet, but needs a major medical plan that takes them as they are, meaning there's no pre-existing conditions. You can't be excluded for it. And because your spouse, and more than likely, would be coming off of your group coverage or some type of credible group coverage, whether that's their own plan or your plan, that's going to open up a special enrollment for them where they can get on this plan at any time during the year. So here's some more good news. They have very affordable, low premiums. Number 2 is, in most cases, in most areas, they have very robust, very big networks. So generally, one thing that you want to take a look at is your doctors. You want to make sure that whoever you get with, whether it's us or somebody else, that they look at all your doctors and providers and hospitals to make sure that they are in that carrier's network. And the good news is, in most areas, you're going to have the choice to be able to choose between multiple carriers. So like in our state, there's 5 main ones. There's United Healthcare, there's Molina, there's Ambetter, there's Cigna, and then there's Vantage healthcare plan. So that gives most people 5 options throughout our state to find the quality healthcare that they need for their spouse. So once again, quickly recap. They take you as you are. No pre-existing conditions counted against you. You're going to get a special enrollment for your spouse if they're coming off of group coverage. Okay. And then also they have low to affordable premiums, in some cases deductibles, depending on what your income level is and household size. And then also there's multiple carriers to choose from. And then the final thing that I'll mention real quickly is that it also comes with an RX benefit. So that means your medicines usually are adequately covered, but for whatever reason, if your medicine's not covered, we at Agape here have multiple solutions to help you get that taken care of. Let us help you get on the best plan for you, for your spouse's needs. And so the best way for us to do that is just simply to call or email or go to our website and fill out the contact form, so that way we can ask all the necessary questions that we need to ask to make sure that we advise you correctly. So once again, I pray that you got some value out of today's video. God bless you guys, and we'll see you on the next video.